I am your host, Fat Dag, and you're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Twitter at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. Before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode number 38 of Wise Advice. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to all of you out there and Connect and on Facebook. And, I put a post out there just a little while ago and I simply said, hey, when you're out of points, ... And, the comments came in, and I saw all kinds of great examples of what you can do when you're out of points and what you can eat. But the one thing that you can't do that I saw in there more than once, and I think this might be our problem, you can't borrow points from a friend. You can't steal points from your neighbor. It doesn't work that way, but it was interesting to see the comments. So go ahead and go to facebook.com/wiseadvice, and you'll see some of those there. And, of course, on Connect, it's in there. Find me on Connect. But it was really, really neat to see the funny comments. So right out of the gate, we're going to open up with Diane. Diane's out of Rockford, Illinois. Diane writes in and says, I'm a lifetime member and a leader in Rockford. I've been lifetime since 2003, and I love this program. Like anyone else, I continue to learn about myself as new struggles pop up, and I continue to learn with those still there. I need to tell you, like many others, and yourself as well, Connect has been a huge game changer for me, and I'm staying engaged in the program. When I heard about your podcast, I was minimally interested. One day I was playing on my phone, and I thought I'd look for it. I started listening and even thought everything you said was mostly stuff I'd kind of already heard before. It helped to listen to someone else who had the same kind of thoughts and concerns as I do, so I started thinking, gosh, Weight Watchers Radio would be awesome. I love hearing the conversations about principles of the program that are not things that I'm too familiar with. I love the whole concept of showing up for activity as opposed to going to the gym or working out. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a great idea. I am a huge fan. Well, Diane, thanks. And, like I said in the email reply back to you, is when I first started doing the podcast, I was minimally interested. So I get it. I had no expectation that this was going to do anything just for me just to kind of satisfy my own curiosity in a technology space I knew nothing about. But what I found out is, and I'm super glad that you wrote in, because as a leader, and you're a leader, and there's a handful of us out there, obviously many of us out there, leaders are members first, right? And so if you think, or if anyone thinks that becoming a leader gives you this cape and makes you a superhero, man, we're wrong. And so the fact that you have the courage as a leader to say, hey, every day I still have to battle this, continues to show those in your meeting room and those who are listening and those who are in Connect that this truly is a lifetime journey. There is no magic wand. There is no magic pill. There is no way to say, hey, I'm done with this program. So the fact that you wrote in and got that, it's just important that everyone hears that we all continue to struggle, and the only way that we beat this is to stay mindful to the process and stay mindful to the game, and the fact that, just like you said, Connect is a game changer. Absolutely, Connect is a game changer, because what it does, it's the same thing this podcast does, is it reminds us that we're not alone. It shows us that there are other people exactly like us doing similar things to what we're doing, and we all have to stay mindful for the rest of our lives if we want to maintain our weight. And so Diane, thanks for writing in. Thanks for being a huge fan, and thanks for pressing play the very first time. I understand where that mindset comes from to try new things. So I appreciate you being out there. And the last thing is attendance absolutely is the key. I firmly believe that when you set a gym program, it's more important to go and set daily habits than it is to set world records. So if you go into the gym and you're trying to do super awesome Navy SEAL boot camp and it causes you to take 4 weeks off for rest, you never develop that habit. So it's just like our meeting. If you go to a weekly meeting and you just know that I go to a meeting every Tuesday night, that's what I do. I go to the gym every morning, that's what I do. And as you build those habits, that's where success comes from. So again, thanks for writing in there. Next up out of New York, Jenny writes in. Jenny says, "Hi, Fat Dag. I'm really loving your podcast and would like to first share that I'm down 75 pounds. I did the first 55 in a meeting, but unfortunately, my social anxiety got the best of me and I was not able to attend anymore. I've lost the other 20 pounds online, but now I find that it's coming off so slowly. I don't feel like I've changed the way I've done anything, and I'm just as motivated as I was before, and I've not had an issue with being accountable to myself. I'm just getting discouraged with these weeks of staying the same, or, a half a pound to a pound loss when I was crushing it before. Feels like I'm never going to get to goal now. I have 60 pounds to go, but it seems so far away. Any thoughts on why? Any thoughts on why I may be stalling out when I still have so much to lose and how not to get discouraged? Thanks for your time, Jenny. So, Jenny, first off, here we go. Congrats on 75 down, right? 75 down did not happen accidentally. What I read in your email that impressed me the most, it was not only that you're down almost 75 pounds, you did 20 of that online only. Now, I don't have the discipline to do an online only program. The online only program for me failed every time I tried it. It lasted about a week with online. So the fact that you've lost 20 pounds after losing 55 in a meeting, it shows your discipline. It shows your dedication. It shows that you have this. You cannot lose 75 pounds on accident. You cannot lose 75 pounds without discipline, and you're doing that. So here's where you're at. You're at a point in your journey where you are feeling good about what you look like. 75 pounds is absolutely noticeable. There's no way you can't feel the difference and see the difference. And so the complacency often sets in. And so what I would say is, first of all, you don't get discouraged between a half a pound to a pound loss a week. That's incredible numbers. That's 52 pounds a year if you keep that up, and 25 pounds if I'm half wrong. So you're doing amazing work in that regard, and you're going to get to your goal. If you can get down 75 pounds, you can get to goal. It's just a matter of sticking with it. So I know you're going to get there. Now, why do I think potentially? I have no idea why you're stalling, right? And so here's what I notice in a lot of folks who continue to struggle. Complacency steps in. A cheat day steps in. A cheat meal steps in. And all those things impact your journey. One of the things that we need to know is when we get to our lifetime weight, the difference between maintaining your weight and losing weight is 6 points a day, maximum. So when you hit your goal weight, you can readjust your app to add in and say you want to maintain your weight, and the app will give you 6 points a day, and you have to figure out how many of those 6 points you can eat without gaining. It's different for everybody. Some people report that it's 1 to 2 points is all they can do. So if you're now down 75 pounds and you're feeling really good about it and you're looking really good, and all of a sudden next weekend you go out to eat and you have just a little bit more than you would have the week before, and maybe you don't track nearly as well as you would have. Well, you're introducing those maintenance points back in, and that's going to cause your weight loss to slow down. So I would say commit back to the program. Always got to commit to the program. Work on those blue dots. How many blue dots are you getting? If you're in a stall, which half a pound to a pound is not a stall, by the way, but if you're in a stall, if you're in a plateau, focus on the program. Focus on getting your blue dots. If you get 21 blue dots in a row, I assure you that plateau is going to have to give itself up. Now, you've got to get the 21 dots honestly. You've got to track accurately. You've got to be really consistent in your tracking. But that's what they're there for. So go get it done. And I'm super proud of you. Again, like I said, you're down 75 pounds. That's amazing. It's not an accident. It's discipline, focus, and dedication. And you've proven you can do it. So go do it. Good job. Thanks for that, Jenny. I appreciate that. Next up, Ian. Ian writes in and says, Dear Fat Dag, thank you so much for your daily encouragement. I listen to you on my commute to and from work, and it really helps. I follow you on Connect. I just lost 5% of my body weight. For the first time in my life, I'm thinking of myself as a physically active person and acting as such. It feels really good when my students and coworkers notice my weight loss. It feels even better when I no longer wheeze from running up the metro escalators. All of this feels good. Herein lies the rub. As far as I can tell, I don't think I deserve to feel good. I'm told that I'm a highly intelligent, charismatic, and empowering person, but I feel dumb, incompetent, and alone. I'm pretty sure the reason my past weight loss efforts haven't worked is because I've sabotaged myself when I'm close to goal. While things feel different this time around, I'm petrified of ruining my own success. I'm already in therapy, but I need something supplemental. Thanks for your help. Well, Ian, again, I really appreciate the opening up in the email. And so one of the things, and certainly I'm not a therapist, and it's good to see that you're doing that to take care of yourself, because taking care of yourself is the most important issue here. But you are not, you say you're petrified of ruining your own success. You're creating your own success. You're down 5%. You set a goal, and you hit the goal, and 5% shows me that you have the ability to get this done. Now, when the thing that's really important in your email is the non-scale victories that you've noticed, is that you're not wheezing, that folks are noticing, and you're not out of breath going up escalator stairs. That is powerful stuff. That's the stuff that's going to carry you to goal. When you get to your goal weight, which you will get to your goal weight, you deserve to get there. You absolutely deserve the best life possible. You have the ability to create it. It's a mindset. You've got to believe it. You've got to know that you are the best out there, and you got to go get it done. So as you find those non-scale victories, what I'm proud of the most in your email is that you've recognized them early in the journey. A lot of times it takes a lot longer in the journey to recognize the non-scale victories. And the non-scale victories, the reason they are important is because when you reach lifetime and when you reach your goal, you no longer have the scale victories to keep you accountable. So then it becomes difficult to start searching for non-scale victories when you've kind of blew by them early on. You now have to kind of somewhat rediscover them. But not you. You've noticed them now. So take an inventory, and I would highly encourage, write down your non-scale victories. Start a non-scale victory journal. And as you notice them, write them down. When you get to goal, go back and read them, because it's going to be very important for you to remember, oh yeah, I used to wheeze walking up these stairs. And then go walk up the stairs. And so that'll keep you going and keep you motivated. So great work there. Super proud of you. You're not sabotaging yourself. You're gonna do just fine. You're gonna have a whole new look on life, and you're going to just rock it. So thanks for the email there. Next up, Wendy writes in, and Wendy says, "Hi, I follow your post. I read up on your dates, and I'm also inspired. I lost my dad on Easter Sunday. It would have been so easy to eat my emotions away. Instead, I've been listening to the podcast and remembering my why. Thank you for sharing your story. It's easy to start a fitness plan. We've all done it and stopped more times than we want to admit. We see posts like yours, and we realize we're on this journey together. I just want to say thank you for sharing your story, Wendy." And Wendy, that's tough, and I'm really, really sorry for your loss. And man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for hanging in there. I'm proud of you for noticing the change, and I'm proud of you for at the point where you know the emotions could have taken over. It would have been very easy to do that. It would have been very justifiable to do that. It wouldn't have been helpful. It wouldn't have solved anything. But you recognize it, and you're in a place now that you've probably never been in, and the fact that you wrote in to tell me about it, that's why I do this. I do this because I want us all to know that we struggle together. This is a lifetime journey for all of us, and as situations pop up, you have the ability now to handle them. You have the ability to persevere, and you're doing it. And so that makes me super inspired, and as I said to you back in your email, is that gives me hope, and knowing that, life is going to be here for all of us, and life is going to take over at some point for all of us. And the fact that you now are demonstrating to me, and now to the folks who are listening and the folks who are on Connect, that this can be done. That's powerful stuff. And that's the beauty of what we're doing, is we're better together because we can learn from each other. There isn't one single person that has all the answers. And so you sharing and me sharing and everyone sharing, tagging in, that's what allows us to go create our own journey. So thanks for you. I'm proud of the way you handled it, and keep working on your fitness plan. Your fitness plan has to be sustainable. Build those healthy habits we talked about earlier in the show, where you're just setting an attendance goal. You're not setting world records. You're going out and you're just getting it done. And so it's really powerful stuff. And so thanks, Wendy, for your email. It's an honor to be walking this journey with you. So folks, what are you celebrating? Go on to fatdag.com, click on podcast, send in your email. I'll work it in as part of the show. I got a stack of email that I'm kind of working in. You can always reach out on Twitter at Wise Advice. Specifically today on Facebook, there's a post that's about 0 Point Foods. If you're interested in that, facebook.com/Wise Advice. And we'll get them in here. We'll kind of work it all into part of the show and keep this community growing. So I always appreciate your email. I appreciate you sharing what you're sharing. And it really makes me happy to see on Connect when someone recommends the show. It's really kind of cool because that means we're reaching people and that means we're helping people. And that's all I've ever wanted to do in this program. And it's just an honor to be able to do it with you. So that's going to do it for this show for this time around. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You got to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goals and go after it. I wish you good focus.